When you look back on the time that INXS have been together, which is years, how many years?
9, 10.
9 years. Can you actually remember what were the sort of key points, like, and in 1970, 80, whatever, we started to crack America?
I'm pretty vague as it is, so I usually have to have little bits of paper for that. But yeah, I can remember certain things, like 83, we started touring in the States, and we had hits and stuff. But there's certain things I can just remember, like going to Brazil, or going to, it's very unusual things I remember, not the dates.
Well, like what? What else?
I guess the first tour through America I remember very clearly, and touring Europe, arriving in places like Paris or London and stuff like that, recording out at the Manor. Just good memories.
Do you get the kick out of travelling that other Australians do? Because it's different for you, it's part of the job, isn't it? I mean, most of Australia seems to be in London a lot of the time, wearing backpacks.
Yeah, I know, they're everywhere. I heard the other day that they're the second most travelled people in the world. New Zealanders are the first, which means like all of New Zealand is gone, Yeah, we really enjoy it. The problem is sometimes you're only there for one day. But you know where you're going to go when you come back by yourself, which is great. You get a chance to see it, for free.
So where do you go? What exploring do you do when you're not on the road with INXS?
Bad question. I just had a holiday in Greece, but had a bike accident. It was good fun, It was fun. No, I had a good time actually. But I'd like to go to Mexico as soon as possible. I think during this next tour in America, I'm going to get down to Mexico.
You don't live in Australia anymore, do you?
Hong Kong.
Why is that?
Love Chinese food.
Glib answer, come on. Why do you live in Hong Kong?
Well, I grew up there till I was about 12, and my father still lives there, and I didn't see much of him, and I don't know, I went there a few...
What does he do?
He works in China, making things in China, cultural exchange. And I went through there a few times on the way overseas and just sort of fell in love with it again. And so I live in, it's like Blade Runner, it's really interesting. And I'm very anonymous there, and I have a good time.
Don't you find it oppressive? I mean, presumably it's like terribly frantic.
Oh no, there's
busy.
beaches and countryside, believe it or not, on the way out to China.
What's it like where you live then?
Like hell. It's like Blade Runner, it's very condensed and congested, but it's fun. I like it. And it's 10 hours closer to the rest of the world than Sydney is. And I travel a lot, and it makes a difference.
So what's home like? Have you got a penthouse apartment or...?
No, hardly. Couldn't afford it. It's really expensive to live there sometimes, but... no, it's got this little flat, 6 flight of steps actually. It's fun though. It's got a view over the harbour, and I got a roof, so we have lots of parties up on the roof.
Stop there while we deal with this interruption.
Hi, Ali.
Hi.
Hi.
Downstairs.
It's okay, you just ruined the interview. No, come in. Come in. It's all right. Have a seat or something. Okay.
Okay, right. So how does that affect things with the rest of the band? How come you're you're living in Hong Kong, they're presumably all still in Australia?
That doesn't really affect it, because, everything's so planned ahead that I know where I have to be. I mean, if they want me down there for a weekend, I can still fly down there, I guess, but, it might be hard.
Are you long past the stage where you all want to hang out together away from work then?
I haven't done that for a while. I hang out with Johnny and Gary a bit, but the rest of the guys, Timmy lives out in the country, and he's having kids, and he doesn't really get into town. His alter ego goes mad on the tour, and that's about it.
How has it changed then? I mean, you all started out as... well, no, you joined later, didn't you? But I mean, INXS started out as a bunch of mates, didn't it?
Yeah. And there's so many bands. Everybody's in a band in Australia. You just get in the garage or down to the pub, And we just started that way. It was good. Andrew actually had the band going, and he was trying out drummers, and he needed somebody to sing, and just said, "Look, do you want to sing for a while? Well, try out drummers," and that's how I started.
How old were you then?
That's fun. 16, 17.
So have you never done anything else? Have you never had a proper
this
job?
is it, you know. Life of a lazy rock star.
You didn't have a proper job when you started? I mean, a day
No.
job while you were singing?
No, I was a spot welder once for about a month to make money to buy equipment into their factories, boy. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
How's it
I enjoy it, and
changed
it's
then?
good to work.
Sorry.
It's good to know what it's like to work, and then what it's like. I think this is really hard work. You know, sometimes it feels like hard work.
So how's it changed then? Tell me about being in a group where you all start off as mates and spend all your time together, presumably.
Mm.
And then as you get more successful, I suppose, I mean, do you drift apart or what?
Yeah, you grow up. You know, become men. You start off as boys, and you have to respect each other. The differences. You have so much power when you know people well, like in a marriage, and you're married to 5 people. And like in any marriage, when you know someone that well, you have the power to make them feel good and power to make them feel lousy. And you just have to respect that power, and use it properly. Because we get along, sickeningly well, considering. I mean, I've hung out with bands that I just don't know how they survive. You know, they just hate each other. We get along really well. Sorry, no punch-ups.
Who said I was digging for dirt
Yeah, really.
anyway?
Yeah. Thought you were.
How good were you when you started out? Were you called INXS or were you called something else?
No, we had a bunch of names. We called the Vegetables for a while. Close.
And how good were you?
Not very good at all. It's really a method, sort of band by learning method while being a band. I mean, we all were learning our instruments when we started still. I was definitely learning to sing. I think I've just got that one together.
What made you think that you could be a lead singer in a group in the first place?
Rampant ego, probably. No, I don't know. I
Had
enjoyed
you
it. I
sung
enjoyed singing. I mean, I was very bored. We were all very bored. There wasn't much work prospect. And it seemed like a great thing to do at the time. It's really simple. And we enjoyed it. And there's a pub in every corner. You can get a gig. Everybody can get a gig in Australia, just about. It's a bit harder now. And so why not? Let's do it. It's a lot of fun. Still was fun. We sort of realised a few years ago that it would turn into this monster, really.
What kind of stuff were you playing then? What were you singing?
Everything, anything, covers. We did lots of Roxy Music covers, I think.
Oh, you arty?
We were we had pretensions towards artiness, yeah. We couldn't. Thing is, at the time when we started, the new bands that were starting, the whole idea is, have a band if you can play or you can't play. Now, we couldn't play, really, to start with, but we learnt really quickly, which is very uncool. We actually became good musicians, whereas everybody else was trying their hardest to be as anti-music as possible. And so we thought, well, we're not going to pretend to be bad. And so we kind of learnt our craft, I suppose.
Now, you're a real heartthrob these days, aren't you? At what point did girls start going silly over the lead singer in this group?
Let's not talk about it. I don't know. I never really think about it. I'm not a sort of... There seems to be a lot of self-made sex symbols out there, I mean, people that work hard at it and make all the right moves at it. And
There must have been a point where you started noticing, though, that, sort of, what are
no,
they
you just read
screaming at in
about
the
it. It's
front row?
nothing I do on purpose. It's just you read about it and people talk about it. And I don't know. Hopefully it's just a natural thing. I mean, rock and roll is sex, I hate sex as music.
How successful are you in America now? I mean, I know that INXS is a successful band, but I suppose there are ratings of these things.
I'm not really sure. We haven't been there for about a year. Maybe we're nowhere. I think we're fine. We're pretty much a household name in a lot of places. They're great fans. They're really devoted. They're really crazy. And, we had number 5, and the album did really well. And hopefully it'll continue this year.
Do you play mega stadiums and things like that?
Not mega stadiums. We do things like, in LA we do 2 nights at the Greek Theatre or downstairs at Madison Avenue, Madison Square, stuff like that,
How are you perceived then? What sort of band do your American fans think you are?
We're perceived differently in every different country, I think. I think we're perceived as this as a good time rock and roll band, a little bit of social conscience thrown in. You know, I think that because we have influences from black and white music, that we like to mix them together, makes us a bit unique. We're not blue-eyed soul boys all the way. We're not heavy metal. We're sort of a mixture of the two, really, sometimes.
Do you still feel like an Australian band? Or, I mean, presumably you spend so much time in America and people get to feel quite international when they're travelling around the world anyway.
No, but we always said from the beginning we're going to be an Australian band, we're going to tour the world from Australia, we're not going to live in London or New York or whatever. And then we stuck to our guns on that. But, you know, I think the days of, oh, here's an Australian band, are kind of over. We're just a band, you know, we're from Australia. G'day. How do you like it so far?
Having said that, you did a series of concerts, didn't you, with a lot of other Australian bands?
Australian made.
Which was to wave the flag for Australian bands, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was like an underlining or a end of a whole thing. Or I guess not so much waving flag.
But what was
in
it?
a way,
How
it was waving a flag saying, look what we can do, because it was a big production and there's a whole bunch of bands from the Trivets to the Saints to us, to the Models, to I'm Talking, all kinds of bands. And it went really well. It's called Australian Made. It was good fun.
Like one of these old 60s package tours or something?
It's a bit like that, actually, yeah. No. People would appreciated it, you know, to see it all work so well. It's the best production I've ever been on. It was better than, you know, the US Festival, which is a big production we won in the States. It was really well done. We can do things now. We don't have any inferiority. It was like the end of the cultural cringe for Australian rock, really.
That's a good phrase.
So good
been working on that one.
I tell you, I've been working on that. It came back to me.